Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Duck and Run podcast, rated 5 out of 5 on Spotify. And I'm pretty sure I say that now every week.
But does it change?
No, because it's still rated 5 out of 5, the best podcast in the world.
Yeah.
That will never change. That's never, ever going to change.
Yeah,
Right.
right. Just get bigger. Galaxy.
Absolutely.
Universe.
Absolutely. There's no reason for it to change either, in my opinion.
Yeah, true.
Anyway. So we were just talking a little bit before we started, and yeah, it's been a big week for news and trailers and things, but you've only got one piece of news.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the news, if I see something, I don't find it like a point for me to usually put it in anyway, because more than likely you'll see it. And to be honest, this week I haven't really been online that much to see news.
No.
So
Fair enough. That's fair.
So yeah, I only have one piece of news, and that's going over Call of Duty Season 1, which comes out Thursday, so tomorrow, when this goes out,
yes,
at 9 AM Pacific time. So, when Season 1 comes out, we're getting 3 new maps, 2 medium-sized and 1 small. I think the small is for gunfight though, rather than actual multiplayer, which is good, because, you know, we don't need more small maps.
No.
In mid-season, which will be December, we're bringing out 3 maps, 2 new, well, one new, one remastered, and Nuketown Holiday. Yay!
Ooh.
We're bringing out some new modes. At launch, we're bringing out a ransack mode, which is where you're looting gold bars from crates, and then you go somewhere to put them in, and obviously, if you get killed, they can pick it up. Sounds interesting. I'll probably not play it.
Probably not.
Now this is the one what we've all been waiting for.
Oh, here we
Prop
go.
Hunt is coming back in season.
Oh, get in.
So in about probably end of November, start of December, we'll bring out Prop Hunt, which is actually really fun. So
yeah, I like Prop Hunt.
We've got some limited time modes, but we've not gone into. But presumably it'll just be like throwing snowballs at people and stuff like it was last time. We're adding 2 new perks.
Ooh.
There's one called Shadow, where you don't set off trip mines or traps or anything.
Yeah.
There's one called Shrapnel Radar, where if you throw a grenade, if you damage somebody, you can see them through walls. Oh no, you reveal them on the minimap, so it's not too overpowered. That's okay.
Fair.
And the new kill streak is the hand cannon, which has been in the last Black Ops game, so I don't know why they've just brought it out now. Why not?
Who knows?
And then there's a high roller wildcard, which lets you have 4 kill streaks.
Ooh.
That sounds a little bit overpowered, but yeah, well.
Yes, it does.
There's going to be ranked play. I'm not going to go into it too much, because it's just ranked play, so whatever.
Yeah. If you know what ranked play is, you know what this is going to be, so.
Yeah.
Nothing really to add to that.
For zombies now, we've got the hand cannon is going to come to zombies. There's going to be a directed mode for the Easter eggs for the first 2 maps, which obviously will help a lot with people who can't do them normally, but I've done them both, so who cares. And another map with new wonder weapons and stuff is in season, mid-season, so December. And in season we've got a new perk, field upgrade, ammo mod, gobblegums, wonder weapons, and an enemy type. However, they're just not talking about it yet, which is really annoying. And the Warzone integration is going to come in with a new map, Area 99, which is just like Nuketown basically, but bigger. because
Mm.
everyone wants that.
Yeah. Sounds good.
That's basically it, really. I mean, they're bringing Rebirth Island again
Shock.
for the like 50th time.
Yeah.
Oh, and they'll be bringing out the Warzone camos as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if anybody goes for Warzone camos, good luck. It'll just be arse. I'll just be playing Plunder.
Yeah. Good luck with that one.
Everyone's favourite Warzone game mode, Plunder.
Yeah. It is the best.
Yeah, so that's the end of Season 1 for Call of Duty, coming out
There you
Thursday
go.
and going till end of December, or maybe start of January. Can't remember how long
Yeah.
they take it.
I think it's usually after Christmas, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good. Well, yeah. Sounds normal.
There's some new weapons as well, but it didn't really specify in the blog post what I was reading from. But
Yeah.
new AR, new SMG, new shotgun, and a couple
Standard,
of melee
really.
weapons.
Yeah. Standard things, really. They'll probably be overpowered when they come in.
Oh, there will be.
Yeah. Okay.
What is your news?
So I want to start out by saying rest in peace, Tony Todd, who died since the last time we made an episode.
Yeah, it's quite bad. I mean, he's been with like horror and integrated into so much culture, and it's really, really like sad that it's happened.
Yeah, it's. I mean, yeah, it is really sad. I've written some of the things that notably that I knew him from. So I've got Final Destination, Candyman, Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, The Flash, not the film, the TV show, and Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great voice actor. Well, not just a voice actor. He was, but he did multiple things like live action and animated. He was kind of a legend in terms of voice work and what he did, really.
Yeah.
But he's got one more film coming out with the new Final Destination. He was filming, he finished filming the new Final Destination, so he will be in that.
Yeah, can't wait to see it.
Yeah, gonna be interesting. So rest in peace. So let's start with the Star Wars news that came out over the weekend, or last week, whenever it came out. I think it came out the day after we made that our episode.
Yeah, as it does. Yeah,
as it does. Why would you expect anything different? So Simon Kinberg will write and produce the next Star Wars trilogy. Now, the trades were kind of didn't know what it was going to be. They, I think Variety or whoever reported on it, I'm not entirely sure, said that he was going to write and produce episode 10, 11, 12, but some other people in the industry actually think that it's going to be the beginning of a new saga. What I think has happened is the Rey film has become a trilogy.
Yeah,
that's just what I think, because then a couple, like 2 days later, we had a new report saying that Rey will be an Obi-Wan type character in the new trilogy. Yeah, which makes sense as well. I wonder if she'll be old and grow a beard.
Yeah, probably.
And look about 80 when she's actually about 60 or like 40.
Yeah, that's how we'll do it.
Yeah. I am so torn. I am really torn on this. The reason I'm torn is because, well, yes, Simon Kinberg killed the X-Men universe twice and the Fantastic Four franchise, the 2015 one. He also produced and wrote Days of Future Past and the first two X-Men films. So, it's not terrible. He hasn't got a terrible track record, but it's not great either. He's always kind of been a producer of things, but the thing that worries me the most is that he directed Dark Phoenix, which was just boring. Like, that's what I'm more worried about. So let's look at some of these writing stuff here. So he wrote Invasion. Never heard of it.
Neither.
He wrote Dark Phoenix, some episodes of Star Wars Rebels, X-Men Apocalypse, Fantastic Four, Days of Future Past, Sherlock Holmes, The Last Stand, Mr. and Mrs. It's kind of mixed. It's, up and down, I think.
Yeah.
In terms of... it is what it is. And obviously, in terms of being a producer... he's directed 3 things. He was an episode. He directed an episode of Twilight Zone, the 2019 one, the 355, and X-Men Dark Phoenix. All of which on IMDb have a minimum score of 6 or lower.
Wow.
But he's not directing. It specifically said writing and producing. In terms of producer, you could go on for years. He was a producer. He was an executive producer on Deadpool and Wolverine. He was a producer on Haunting Venice. He was a producer on all of the X-Men films, all the Deadpool films, The Murder on the Orient Express, Logan, The Martian, Cinderella, Let's Be Cops, the First Class. I could go on and on and on.
He's done a bit.
He's been around. And not a terrible producer, not a great screenwriter, terrible director. To be honest, and this is going to be controversial, I would much rather have Rian Johnson's trilogy over this, in my opinion. And like I keep saying, I keep screaming from the hills, don't do the let's continue a story. Woohoo, we're going to continue a story that no one cares about. Just set it like 1,000,000 years in the future or in the past. Who cares? Just do that. I would much rather see James Mangold's films be a trilogy than just one film. His Dawn of the Jedi film. I'd much rather see that as a trilogy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But, I could go on forever. My last piece of Star Wars news is that a Star Wars story subtitle is returning.
Oh.
It's back. It's been put into the Andor title.
Oh, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, which is cool. They used it twice. They used it on Rogue One and Solo. Yeah. But they kind of didn't really use it on either of them, to be honest. It was more like at the forefront when they were pitching all these ideas. So when Rogue One was announced, and when Solo was announced, and when Rogue Squadron. I'm talking not Rogue Squadron recently announced. I'm talking back in 2015.
Well, yeah, and Kenobi and Boba Fett were supposed to be movies, weren't they?
Yes, both of which had a Star Wars story subtitle. Which I like. I like a Star Wars story, but it to be honest with you, it makes no difference whether it's there or not.
No, not really.
It makes nothing. But I wonder if they've kind of returned it because of the new films that they're going to be making with the Dawn of the Jedi. Maybe James Mangold doesn't want to call it Star Wars something.
I mean, realistically, why can't we just call any of the shows and movies a Star Wars story other than Star Wars,
I,
the original, like not
I
the
think
original, but the mainline
I think
movies.
that's what they're gonna do now. I think I think we're gonna see this on everything that like going forward. Like Ahsoka will now be Ahsoka, a Star Wars story, like season 2.
But
I
at that
think
point, we might as well just not put it in. You just put it in every other project because there's more projects now than the mainline movies.
no, I know, but what I'm saying is it's the Star Wars story, like the mainline Star Wars story is 9 films.
Yeah,
So it's like if you're not part of that, then it's like a separate thing. I to be honest with you, I would keep it for different things. I wouldn't have given it to Andor for the reason of, well, maybe I would have because it ties into Rogue One, which had that subtitle. I wouldn't give it to the Mandoverse though, because I
yeah.
feel
I'd
like
just
that's
say
part
I'd
of a
call that a
bigger.
Mandalorian story. Put that as
Yeah,
the subtitle.
yeah, it's more of a bigger thing. It's more of a bigger story, and obviously, it's not a if it's a one-off, one-shoot story that is set in the Star Wars universe, then use the subtitle. I think it would have worked for Kenobi, and it would work for Andor. And if this Dawn of the Jedi film is one film, it works for that too. So
Yeah,
anyway, shall we move on from Star Wars?
can do.
Mickey 17 has been delayed from January to April 18th, 2025.
That's a fair delay. What, we're
That
doing
is.
reshoots and stuff.
No, just delayed.
Oh, alright.
What I think has happened is they've tested it and it's been well received, so they've gone, we're not going to stick it in the dead month. And the closest thing next to that one would probably be February 14th, which they don't want to pit against Captain America.
Yeah,
So they moved it to April, which makes sense. It does make sense to do that.
yeah.
Ice Age 6 is coming in 2026.
Woo.
The original cast is returning along with Simon Pegg.
Fair enough.
Have I lost you?
No, I said fair enough.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Oh, great.
It's fine. um, I think personally what they're going to do with Ice Age 6 is they're going to involve the child that was in 1. And like kind of age him up a bit, maybe? Maybe do that?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I didn't even know there was a 5th one.
I didn't even know there were a 4th.
I knew there was a 4th one. That one's like Continental Drift or something.
Ah,
But I didn't know there were a 5th one. But
fair
there is
enough.
apparently. Zendaya and Anne Hathaway will also be in Christopher Nolan's next film with Matt Damon and Tom Holland. So Zendaya and Tom Holland will be competing against Zendaya and Tom Holland in Spider-Man 4.
Wow.
Isn't
I
that
mean,
fun?
good competition against themselves.
Yeah, yeah. A Joker series could be in the works with Barry Keoghan.
Yeah, Keon.
Set between Batman Part 2 and Batman Part 3, who is also set to be a big part of Part 3. But then James Gunn said it's not in development, but it could be. He could just lie. Which is, by the way, not a dig, and he's allowed to do that. It's his like company. He's allowed to do that. If he wants to lie, he's allowed to. Just shut up. What else have I got? I've got Game of Thrones film is in the works.
Great.
I don't know why because like that story's wrapped up, and they're obviously House of the Dragon is doing fine. So I don't understand what they're gonna do with this, but whatever.
Yeah, a movie seems very weird as well because obviously
Oh
they've
yeah, 100%.
kind of built the franchise on shows.
Yeah,
So
and that kind of storytelling, But whatever. Denzel Washington will be in Black Panther 3, and it is currently being written by Ryan Coogler.
yeah, I mean, don't know when it'll come out. Probably
No
50
idea.
years.
It's funny that we're getting casting for Black Panther 3, and the script's being written, and we haven't got a release date for Blade yet.
Yeah.
What else have we got? Incredible 3 script is being worked on by Pixar at the minute. Okay, it's something we knew. It was just announced at D23. And Wonka 2 is being developed by the same director who made Wonka. Which, wouldn't Wonka 2 just be Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Oh, a little bit more.
Like, that's what I got from seeing Wonka. Wonka, by the way, is a good film. Obviously, it's a musical, so you'll, hate it. But, it's good. I enjoyed it.
I mean, I watched it.
Oh, well then. What do you think?
It were alright.
Well.
It's a musical. I'm not a big fan, but
Alright,
it were
it's the
alright.
best you're going to get from a musical, to be fair.
Yeah.
I got 2 more pieces of news. I got Ridley Scott talking about Quentin Tarantino retiring after his next film. He said, "I don't believe that bullshit. Shut up and go and make another movie."
Wow, that is some news right there.
That's what he said. And finally, my last piece of news is Dwayne Johnson pees in plastic cups on film sets.
Oh, that's old news. We knew that. He's the best person to be, and he also comes in 50 minutes late or whatever, or half a day late.
And
there you go. More news.
And when he turns up, he just punches the first person he sees into the ground.
And gets paid 50 million.
And just walks on the set going, "I'm better than John Cena."
I thought you were going to say I'm Batman then. Very fair enough. If he wants to do that.
The hierarchy of the DC universe is about to change.
Oh, it changed. They got rid of it.
It definitely changed. James Gunn was brought on board, so it definitely changed. He wasn't lying, to be fair to him. Do you want to hear some Blade news?
Go on.
There isn't any. It's still delayed.
There's still not any more news about the game either.
No. That's
Damn.
true. Damn. Bye-bye.
Oh,
Some trailer talks. What do you want to do? You have seen 3, and I've got 6 things to talk about.
Talk about what you've got first.
Okay, yeah, these are real quick. Three things. Dear Santa, do you know what this is?
Yes, I've seen a little bit of it.
The Jack Black
The
is
Jack Black Satan. Yeah.
Because obviously he's like Rock or whatever, and obviously Rock is the devil or whatever.
Yeah.
That's how it works. He's Satan, and he makes this kid like, "Oh, I will make you 3 wishes. And, then I'll take your soul." And he's like, "Whoa, isn't the 3 wishes thing like Genie?" He's like, "They stole it from me." And then he says, "You'll never have a friend like me." And he's like, "I stole that actually." He's like, "Oh, haha, funny." That's pretty much the trailer.
That sounds like a good trailer. I will be getting days off work to see that movie.
It's coming out on Paramount Plus on November 25th.
Oh, it's straight to streaming.
Yeah, it's straight to streaming and digital to buy. Yeah.
Wow, they really have faith in that movie.
Yeah. We also have the Disney 2025 slates. which showcased some more 2-second clips, including Andor Season 2, Alien Earth, some other stuff, Daredevil, Ironheart, blah, 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 all that. The reason I've kind of kept it separate is because I want to talk about the Bear Season 4 and Alien Earth, both of which come out next year. I've never been the biggest fan of the Bear, if I'm honest. I think it's fine, but yeah. Andor Season 2, I mean, I can't really say what it looks like because I saw like 10 seconds of it. Alien Earth is, out of the non-Marvel Star Wars projects, it's probably the most anticipated thing that I'm going to be seeing. That's not on the normal slate, I think. Because we finally get to see the closest thing to our timeline.
Yeah.
In the Alien franchise, which I'm excited for.
I mean, Alien vs Predator.
No. And then finally, the things that I've seen you haven't seen: Mission Impossible 85 or whatever it is, The Final Reckoning. Now you are not a big, you have not really seen that many of Mission Impossible films.
No, to be honest, when it comes to Mission Impossible, all I know is the soundtracks.
They're pretty good overall. The Dead Reckoning didn't do well, but it is quite decent.
Yeah.
And this one looks good as well. So yeah. But I'm not gonna lie, I am happy that it is coming to an end. It feels like it has been going on for a little too long, in my opinion.
Wait until they do spin-off shows. Even
Can't
more
wait.
Mission Impossible, that's what it'll call.
It's just going to be called Mission Possible.
Every episode will just solve it in 5 seconds. In fact, no, it's the opposite. It's a really, really
Just never
easy
solve
mission,
it.
but they can't solve it.
They just can't do it. So, shall we move on to the 3 Marvel things that came out over D23 and Monday?
Yeah, sure.
What do you want to start with? Shall we go alphabetically or order of release?
You've confused me. I didn't even know we were doing an order, to be honest. Just throw something out.
Well, we'll do order of release. We'll do What If Season 3 first.
Yeah.
Um,
Pretty good.
So,
Looks average.
of a show with the concept of having a series of anthologies that has 1 million different timelines and millions of different stories they could tell. It is coming to an end after about 20 episodes.
You know what? I'm kind of glad we are, because they're doing What If a little bit too wrong.
They're not doing it the way that they should do it.
Because the best thing about anthologies is keeping them separate. But
Yeah, they're trying to interconnect it a little too much, in my opinion.
yeah,
Just tell one-off story. Like, that's what it was. And then obviously towards the end of season 1, it was like, what if we did this? And it's like, no, don't do that. And then season 2 is like, but what if we did it again? Like, no. No. Like, when it is telling its own story, it is good.
yeah.
When it tries to do the bigger picture, that's when I switch off. I'm not that interested, in my opinion.
I mean, like, they set it up quite well with season 1, where, like, they did do the overarching story, which kind of got solved at the end. I mean, they could have just kept it separate again. And just been like,
They didn't.
but yeah, well, like, you know what, let's just
They didn't.
bring everybody back again, part 2.
Let's do it again, but not as good.
Yeah.
Although I do like that they seem to be doing like a daily release in December, which I did like for last year. That was fun.
Yeah.
Some of the things that I noticed, Apocalypse could be in this.
I've heard a lot of people saying it's just White Vision though.
No. Like he's got red eyes and he's grey. That's not White Vision.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems very weird to bring like one of the bigger X-Men villains into a what if.
Yeah, but I agree, but I would be fine with it because they could do what if Apocalypse won. Like they could do that.
Yeah.
Like tiny spoilers for X-Men 97, but you see the Watcher in that.
Yeah. I mean, very barely though. It's not. Isn't it just like in the background for like 5
Yeah,
seconds?
no, yeah, he does nothing. He's just there, which was a nice detail. But that could mean that we see like an X-Men 97 side story where Apocalypse just wins and kills Age of Ultron style. Kills everybody and just wins. And he could be the big bad of season 3.
You know what? Wouldn't put it past him. I mean, Storm's in it as 4.
Storm is in it as
Well, not
the
as 4,
Goddess of
but
Thunder,
the Goddess of Thunder, yeah.
which she has wielded the Mjolnir before in the comics. So that checks out.
Yeah, it's good to start seeing more X-Men and mutants in the
Yeah, obviously with X-Men 97 and Deadpool and Wolverine, it's nice to see. And obviously the many times for the in the MCU. Although, to be honest with you, in the MCU, I think we heard it once, and that was in Miss Marvel. Like I'm talking about the MCU like timeline, that universe specifically.
Yeah, that universe, the 616.
Yeah,
But we did hear it in
we
Doctor
heard
Strange.
it in 838.
Yeah.
And then obviously you hear it every single time you watch the X-Men 97 show. You know. So yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do, but it's nice to see more mutants. I mean, I'm glad Storm's showing up. But I personally hope we see more mutants.
Yeah, I think we probably will.
What I like about this is I know we've seen like X-Men 97, and we've seen the people in that universe interacting with other people in that universe. I want to see a universe, or I want to see X-Men characters interacting with people we know from the MCU. I'm not talking about
people we know.
Yeah.
Your mum's gonna be in it.
But I'm talking like specifically, like I want to see Storm meet Iron Man, or like Storm, or Cyclops meeting Captain America. I want to see that.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Deadpool in What If. See what they could do with that.
True, we could literally just use the Deadpool as well. The one we're seeing the movies.
Oh yeah, 100%. And just never explain it, and him being like him being there the entire time, like what is going on? Why am I here? And the Watcher's there, like yes, you are. Just deal with it. Yeah, other than that, looks fine. I think they're really holding on to this like one final season a bit too much, because it's like, calm down. Calm down. You're not gonna end like the multiverse, are you? Because that's not happening yet.
That won't happen in a fucking What If.
No. So like, calm down. You're not breaking any new boundaries here. Like, if the Watcher dies, like, ooh. I don't care. I just don't care enough.
Just remember,
Um,
only one person can travel through dimension the multiverse. Remember that.
look, 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 look. With the release of Agatha All Along stuff, I'll get into it in recommendations because I've got a few things to say. I'll get into it later.
Okay.
So we'll postpone my rant. Yeah. What if season 3 looks fine? Looks as about as good as the other 2 seasons. I don't think it's going to be any worse, and I don't think it's going to be any better. I don't think it's going to be breaking new grounds or anything. I have kind of fallen for the animation, if I'm honest. Like, I wasn't on board with it at first, but I kind of like it now. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
This is not like Star Wars, the Clone Wars, or Bad Batch levels of animation, where that's incredible. Like, the animation in those shows are so good. They're honestly incredible. Like, you go on Disney Plus and you watch, like, the latest season of the Clone Wars, like, season 7, or like, the last, one of the Bad Batch episodes. They're so good. The animation is stunning. But it's not that good. But it's, the What If, the animation is not that good. But it's not bad. It's not terrible. It's not your friendly hit neighborhood Spider-Man. I'm in another animation, but I'm not in the MCU series.
Yeah.
Bad. Where he kills a man with a brick.
Just brilliant.
That dude's dead.
He has to be.
Like, he's just dead. Like, that, you can't do that. Anyway. Yeah, looks good. Captain America Brave New World. But the Brave New World is in, like, a normal font. And everyone's, like, mad about it for some reason. Like, I do actually think there is some precedent there, because I kind of do actually agree with a lot of people saying, like, it's weird, and it's cheap, and it's, why would you do that? You're a multi-billion-dollar company. Like, make a new font.
It's a new world.
Put like, like a glow on it, or a shadow. Like, make it look, just, I could do that. Anyway. Also, people complaining about the poster because he's dead.
I've not even seen a poster.
Big red fist hits shield and he's like blocking it.
Oh yeah, and there's sparks coming off it, and like, whoa.
Yeah, and people are like, "Oh, well, he's dead then." And I'm like, "It's a poster. Shut up." It's just a poster. Like, calm down. You know, there are posters out there that are like, with, like for Endgame, like, Iron Man is bigger than Thanos in the poster.
Yeah,
but guess what?
That's real.
He's not. Just, like, get over it. So, it's a cool poster. It's better than the floating head one. So, like, let's all calm down a little bit.
Yeah, but with every free floating head posters, we get one good poster, so...
Yeah, just calm down. Other than that, though, who are these people doing these trailers for this film? I want them, and I want to hire them as my personal assistant forever. I want them to make trailers about my life.
Yeah, it was a pretty good trailer, actually. It gives that espionage vibes what Secret Invasion really tried to do.
Yeah. These 2 trailers that we've seen for this film have been incredible. Like, some of my favourite trailers. Like, really, really good. I hope whoever's doing it is, like, staying on to do trailers for Disney and, like, the MCU, because he's good, or she's good, or they're good. They're really good at what they do. yeah, just some of my favorite trailers. Just the way it opens with the different Marvel like font and how very espionage, very Winter Soldier esque style, which I actually really loved because it's like the style is Winter Soldier spy thriller, and then there's a Red Hulk, which I think is incredible. I think that's so fun and like. Who cares? Like, it's brilliant because it's like so grounded, and then there's just a Hulk there. Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Why not? Yeah, I think the trailer looks good.
Yeah.
I think some of the CGI doesn't look great, but I'm gonna give it a pass because we're in November, and the film's not out until February, so I will give it a pass.
Yeah.
Remember, guys, trailers are not final products, so do not judge them on what they look like now.
Or what they even say, Doctor Strange 2,
Yeah.
if you remember that. Where
they could just lie.
you just lied completely.
They could just be. Red Hulk might not even be in this film.
Yeah.
If we're going off that, if we're going off Doctor Strange 2, he might not even be in it. Who knows? Captain America might not even be in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this. We get a better look at Tiamat and his suits. By the way, his second suit. So obviously, because he's in two suits, he's in the one that he had at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then he gets a new suit. The new suit looks so much better than the old one.
Yeah.
So much better. It looks very, very. It looks better, sleeker. It just looks nicer. But I think the biggest question I have is, what are they gonna do with him? Are they gonna?
Well, you've seen
backtrack?
poster. He's dead.
Oh yeah, no, he's dead. Before he dies, what are they gonna do with him? Like, are they gonna backtrack from what they did in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where he outright refused to take the super soldier serum, or is he just gonna have enhancements from vibranium and adamantium?
It's very interesting, but I feel like keeping him away from the serum is probably the best option.
I think so, but they can't make him a man because he will die.
Yeah, I mean,
like, he is gonna die.
Vibranium is basically magic. It doesn't really matter.
It-
Just put it on
it
anything.
is.
You're invincible.
It is, but how is he gonna take on a Hulk with just vibranium?
How did Captain America and Iron Man survive a full building being blown up on top of them?
Yeah, but Iron Man's in a suit and Captain America has the super soldier serum.
Yeah, but it's not that good.
Well, I've seen him like throw people off a bridge. He's pretty good.
I just feel like we don't need another super soldier. We've got fucking 50 of them. The Thunderbolts is full of them.
Look, we do have a lot of super soldiers. That's why I think I'm leaning more towards like vibranium and adamantium type of things. Because obviously adamantium is coming into this film through Tiamat.
Fuck it, make him an Eternal.
So I do think we'll get maybe more of a, he can, maybe the shield gets broken from Hulk, from Red Hulk, and he has to like make a vibranium adamantium weave shield, and his boots and gloves are like, gauntlets and boots are like vibranium or adamantium, and that's why he can like take damage and give out a solid punch. Maybe that might be the reason. Who knows? Or maybe they just enhance him from a human standpoint, but just never explain it. So, like, do you remember when? So, obviously, the super soldier serum is technically supposed to give somebody a like peak human strength and peak human stamina and peak human speed. So in like the first Avenger, that's what Captain America is. But then the Winter Soldier comes out, and he's just kicking people off ships and like throwing people about. And then in Civil War, he's like running at 60 miles an hour. And there was like there's been no explanation for it. I wonder if they could just do that.
Yeah, we will.
just make him do that. Why not? Yeah. Anything else about Captain America?
Not really. I think Red Hulk looks good, and I just thought that,
Yeah.
Harrison Ford just doesn't decide to hate the role.
He seemed like he had a good time. I'm actually a bit worried about the Red Hulk because what I don't want to happen is I don't want like this to be a fake out. So what I mean by that is like that shot of them, Falcon's there like come and get me, and then like he goes to run at him, but then like the Hulk appears or whatever, just punches him square in the head, and then you have a Red Hulk versus Hulk fight. I don't want that. Don't do that, please.
It's happening.
But I don't want to see Captain America be undercut in his own film by a stronger guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that to happen. Because, like, the point is about Captain America is he's always taking on people he cannot beat. Like, he took on Thanos. He lost. But he took him on. Like, that's kind of who he is. He has the willpower to do whatever he wants, even if he will lose. He will still try. So, I'm kind of hoping he does that, where he has a moment where he's like, I cannot take on a Hulk, but I will give it my all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for it. A lot of people saying it's bad, but I don't know.
And it's also not out, so how can you say it's bad?
There is also that. It's not out. And it is also November.
It's like me
So
saying Blade's bad. It's never going to get made. It doesn't matter.
It's always going to be 4 years out. Even one with 58, it's still going to be 4 years out.
You see, I have faith that it will release just because The Flash took fucking 20 years nearly.
Yeah, but look at how that turned out.
Yeah, but that was bad Warner Bros.
They only released The Flash because the universe was ending anyway.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
But like, oh, finally we've got an idea.
Oh, the world's ending. Whatever. We'll just put it out. Yeah, we'll have George Clooney in it for some reason. Spoilers if you've seen it, but I really don't care.
Yeah, but you know what? What's better than one Ezra Miller? 2. Let's put that in. One's evil. Didn't know you could get more evil than the normal one, but...
That's fun. Shall we talk about the Thunderbolts? The final trailer of the year.
Yeah. The year.
The year. No more trailers. Even though we're definitely going to get a Superman trailer.
Yeah.
At some point. Probably in December.
Probably.
Anyway, the Thunderbolts. Man, this looks good.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I would be interested in this when it was announced, but I really am interested in this. Like, yeah, I think it's great. I think it looks real good.
Yeah, I mean, it is still the only gripe is for me, not about the trailer or anything, but it's just the team. Why have you got 50 super soldiers on one team?
There are about 58 super soldiers on the team. I do like though. Well, there's only 2. Well, there's 3. Obviously, there's Bucky, Red Guardian, and U.S. Agent. By the way, they're not just super soldiers. They're all Captain America rip-offs. One's got a metal arm, one's Russian, and one's a bit mental.
Yeah, and you could also say they're all a bit mental.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. So yeah, but yeah, the dynamic looks good. The only problem well, not the only problem. I have a few, but one of my gripes is John Walker doesn't feel like the same John Walker we saw in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
No?
He's a bit more jerky. Although saying that, in the first trailer he was like down in the dumps, like his baby's crying and he's like ignoring him. So I wonder if maybe he I don't know. Also, stop giving people shields. I'm fed up of it. Like Red Guardian has a shield, Taskmaster has a shield, US Agent has a shield.
Yeah.
No more shields.
I'm sure Bucky will get one.
Oh yeah, no, they're all gonna get one.
No, what Bucky will do is he'll take everybody else's and throw them all at once.
Just stacking on top of each other.
And he'll even take Captain America's shield as well and just throw that as well.
Yeah, he's not in the film, but yeah, you'll take him out.
Yeah.
Just knock him out and then take his shield. In the middle of the Red Hulk fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is definitely Florence Pugh's film.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely hers. Yeah, but it was good, and I'm very interested, and I'm very excited for it. Still no confirmation on who Bob is, but we pretty much know who Bob is.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see what they do with it, because let's be honest, 5 super soldiers versus Superman. We'll see how that works out.
Oh, will we be against him?
Oh, or maybe they'll be against Red Hulk.
Yeah. Asterisk.
Yeah. The Thunderbolts, asterisk, the Red Hulk, man. And by the way, Captain America's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taskmaster is also absent from a lot of this trailer, which makes me think she's probably gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't much really for Taskmaster in this universe.
No. But we'll see how that works out.
Yeah.
I also like how Red Guardian is the one to name the team, saying, we are the Thunderbolts, and everyone's like, no. we are not the Thunderbolts.
And then one of them will go, we are the, and then cut to title screen.
And then Captain America
disappears.
is dead.
Yep. Captain America dies because Bucky takes his shield.
And therefore Red Hulk just punches Captain America square in the head and kills him. Yeah, I think, I'm excited for this. But yeah, I am, and I think it's going to be a good year for Marvel next year.
I really hope
mainly because
they do nail it.
Mainly because, let's be honest, there's all 3 films that are coming out next year are all probably male-led, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
That's probably why there'll not be any agendas or hate towards them. Because Thunderbolts is disguised. If it was called Black Widow Thunderbolts, then I think it would get a lot more hate than it is doing.
Oh yeah, 100%. It'll make £200 to the box office because everyone's review bomb it on Rotten Tomatoes and everything else.
I'm watching it. And then Fantastic Four, yet again, even if Sue Storm is the lead, yet again, it's the Fantastic Four, so it's not, they're not going to get much hate, because if it was called Sue Storm, Fantastic Four, then they would.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'll be a good year for Marvel. I think, because I think Ironheart will get hate and it will not do well, mainly because of that. But I think Ironheart looks pretty good. I actually think it looks very good. I mean, Daredevil's obviously number 1. But Ironheart for TV looks. I'm intrigued, and I wasn't intrigued before, but I am now. Yeah, I think next year's going to be a good year for Marvel.
Yeah, I mean it's this weird thing. Like I'm very excited for it, but Secret Invasion came out, and
Yeah,
I
but we
actually
don't talk
thought that
about
was
Secret
going to be
Invasion.
good.
We don't talk about Secret Invasion.
Yeah, no, it's a secret.
It is a big secret, but no one shows up.
No,
No
no.
one's in it. No one's in it.
In fact, no stakes are in that movie at all. Movie, sure. Yeah, look, see, it's that secret. I don't
Yeah.
even know what it is anymore.
Yeah. No.
It
No.
could be
No
a book.
stake. Because there's a president in it that's no longer president because it's now Ross.
There's a Skrull in it who's no longer a Skrull. There's a.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose Maria Hill does die in the first episode. Second.
Who?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Who? I don't
I don't know.
know. Yeah. Shall we move on?
Main topic, or is there another trailer?
Yeah. No. I ain't no more trailer. Main topic. Main topic time.
Main topic time.
So this is the Black Ops 6 review.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to start with? Do you want to start with me or do you want to start with you?
So, have you played any of the campaign? Or have you not? Did you
I
not get around to it?
I have not.
Yeah, so I'll start with campaign. I'll do a non-spoiler review,
Okay.
and I'm not going to do a spoiler review
Cool.
because there's no point, really. But yeah, the campaign, I played through it all in one sitting, so maybe
Pretty
that
good.
was an issue. But
Oh.
I just got very tired through it, mainly because I did play it through in one playthrough. They do some really good stuff. It's very much needed improvement over the Modern Warfare 3 campaign, what came out last year.
Yeah.
Because that lasted, I think I did that in 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just not great, and any emotional stakes in the game campaign in MW3 was just not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a better improvement. I think it's an improvement of Cold War's campaign as well. We added a lot of new stuff in it. New, what do you call it? Mechanics as well. Obviously, you've got the new Omni movement, which still feels pretty good in the campaign. And they have one sort of open world type mission where you can travel in vehicles to like different points of interest on this map and do objectives to help you do the main story like a second later after that mission finishes. There's quite a few actual political figures in the game, which is classic for Black Ops really. Modern Warfare doesn't really do it that much, but Black Ops just goes all in. I mean, I'm pretty sure Bush is mentioned in it, Saddam Hussein's in it.
Like, no, yeah.
You've got all the cool people.
All the cool people.
Yeah.
All the cool people in history.
So you've got
are
all
on
that.
the good team.
And there's some cool, like, more mind control. It's not the numbers or the things what happen in Cold War. There's even more mind control chemicals in this game. So
Would it be a Black Ops campaign without mind control? I would think not.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, it overall the campaign is pretty good. I'd definitely give it a play if you've got the game.
Cool.
But yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, I mean, I'd rate it, but there's no point. I might as well just rate the full game.
Yeah. That makes sense. So yeah, okay. I've played the game. I want to say for 3 to 4 hours now. Overall, I ultimately I'm not entirely sure what to think at the minute. I think the time to kill is can be pretty good, but it is too inconsistent.
Yeah.
Even with my terrible aim, it is still too inconsistent for me. But that's not just a me complaint; that's a complaint across the board. I think some of the maps are good, but there's not really a lot of maps at the minute, which I think is a problem.
Yeah, I feel like with the maps as well, the bigger ones play terribly on multiplayer. Like, Red Card, you've
Hmm.
probably not even played that one, but Vorkuta, the snowy one, doesn't play very
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And there's other maps, what not coming to my head, but it's a it's just annoying. They've brought out 10v10 now, so they do play better, but
Yeah.
why not make them for your core mode? Make them for a mode what you'll release for like 10 days and then
Yeah.
get rid of.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I think maps are too big or too small.
Yeah,
Not really a good one in terms of size off the top of my head. Um, I'm not a big fan of the movement. I think it can be a bit quick, and it is kind of getting to the territory of being a little bit like too ridiculous.
yeah, I kind of get that. I mean,
Like,
I've not mastered it, but I've got a lot better at it. But you don't really use it.
no, it is very difficult to get. And I think if you're casual, because I'm becoming more and more of a casual than like die hard playing this game. It is a little bit difficult because there's tactical sprint, there's normal sprint, there's something else sprint, there's a barrel roll you can do flips, you can slide 50,000 feet. It's like whoa, you can dolphin dive. It's like whoa, there's. It always used to be you can either dolphin dive or you can either slide, and now you can do both, and it feels like, and I think right now early game's gonna be fine, but it's gonna feel like when people start to master building in Fortnite,
Yeah,
it's gonna get into the territory of being I can't deal with it. That's my worry for it. That's my worry for the movement. It's one of those things where if you're not continuously like keeping up to date with how to master it, then you're gonna get left behind, and you're gonna get killed by people dolphin diving, jumping in front of your bullets or whatever, and then killing you, shooting you straight in the head or something.
yeah.
Like,
I feel like the main issue for me isn't really much movement, but like you said earlier, time to kill, where you and the other person could have the same gun, but he kills you in 3 shots and you've already shot him 5 times.
yeah,
And that goes to the new system what we've done where we've added extra hit point. I don't know how they specify, but it's like we're saying like, oh, we've added new things, so if you shoot them in this limb, they'll die differently. I feel like they've probably also change the damage you do to certain parts of the body as well.
yeah,
You
I
need to
can
be
see
very
that.
accurate to kill on a game after you've done for maybe like 4 good games. You need to really be on the ball.
Yeah. Um. Overall, I think I have enjoyed multiplayer. Other than the odd games where I've been like, no, this is too much, I have had a pretty decent time. Spawning's not great, but it's never been great. Um, but I've had a pretty decent time on it, and it does feel like a good continuation of Cold War in terms of multiplayer. And yeah, it's not the worst multiplayer I've ever played. Um, yeah, and Zombies does feel like a good continuation as well. The mechanics are there, but it also adds new and old additions, obviously with the gobblegums and the loadouts. Um, I do have slight issues with the progression. I do feel like it's very slow at times. Like, obviously, right now, as we're recording this is a double XP, but even that still feels a little slow and tedious. I mean, I played for about 4 hours, and I'm not even like max leveled, my normal level out yet.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get that, but it's like weird for me to say that because I'm Prestige 6, but it does at times feel really slow. But that's when you get into the late levels, it slows down a bit too much. For example, it took me like maybe about 3-4 hours to get to level 40, and then from 40 to 55 it took me like 15. Like it takes a lot longer.
Yeah.
Instead of slowing it down, just like slowing a little bit down, maybe slow it all down. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially because I remember like Cold War being Cold War's progression being a bit quicker.
But I suppose that's the difference between classic and seasonal prestige, because obviously Cold War,
I suppose.
once you get to level 55, you didn't have to prestige, you just went into the seasonal prestige until the season ended.
I suppose. Um. Yeah, I do like it, and I think it does build on Cold War. My bigger problem with the game overall is that it's not much of a developmental leap. It's been 4 years since Cold War came out, and it's not really been much of a jump forward, considering that they've had 4 years to work on this game.
Yeah.
For as well, is it just a Cold War problem? I don't know. I think Modern Warfare 3 had. I had sympathy for it because they had a year, and it wasn't their title really. It was like Sledgehammer was like, "You do this," and it's like, "Whoa." But the same problem I had with that, with charging a full price game when you've had full price game and you've had 4 years, and it's if they released this as a DLC, I probably wouldn't be able to tell, or like someone else might not be able to tell.
Yeah, but I feel like that's the problem with Call of Duty in general now.
It is
making it even harder to distinguish with the COD HQ as well. Really annoying.
They are
thing.
And like I said, I did have sympathy for Modern Warfare 3 because they only had a year, and the same when Cold War came out, I had sympathy for them. But they had 4 years to work on this, and from when Cold War released to when this released, this feels like what Cold War was when it opened, which I gave that a pass because it only had it was rushed, whereas this one was not. They had 4 years to work on this game, and it doesn't feel like the game is out yet.
Yeah,
and it's been out for weeks, and that's why I don't like the seasons. I don't like that season 1 doesn't come out when the game comes out. It feels like content isn't there, and I don't think it justifies having, you paying £70 or £70 to £100 for the game, but the content isn't there from day one. Yeah, but it happens every year. But how many times can we give them a pass for it? Like I said, I give Cold War a pass for it, but I can't give it now because they've had 4 years.
Yeah, it's a hard situation because I really do like the game, but I see what you mean. I mean, the maps can feel. The maps just don't feel as well as Cold Wars did either.
No,
they've spent basically 4 years doing a new movement system.
Yeah, and that's about really more or less it. Like, they've added some new things. Like, for me, like, they've brought back Gobblegums, but that's not a new feature. That's just an old feature they brought back. Off the top of my head, I cannot think of something that they brought new to the table that is interesting. Like, Cold War came out and it ran on pretty much. It didn't run on a different engine, but it felt like it ran on a different engine. It felt different, and this one just feels like Cold War again, which I guess is fine, but I don't know. I guess I wanted more. Maybe it's not their fault. Maybe it's the fault that they're having to backdate their not software, but the game, because they're having to release this on old gen.
Yeah.
But it's don't release it on old gen. It's still it's not an excuse. You've released this on old gen, and because of that, the game cannot progress. And we're getting to the end of the PS5 and Xbox Series X cycle, and we're still on old gen. So we're not going to progress in this. The game's not going to progress. The quality of the game's not going to get any better. For that, we have SSDs, but we've not had anything to do with SSDs in the game in any of the games yet. They've just not done anything with it.
Yeah, we can't, and that's the issue. Like, we need to just cut off all gen now.
But I feel like they should have cut off old gen 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But they didn't. This should have been the first game that they cut off old gen. And they should have told them that 4 years ago.
And
maybe
the
we're
issue
looking
is,
at a
as well,
different
is I
game.
don't think the next one will end up cutting off
No,
gen,
it won't. I don't think it will either.
because they'll make too
I
much
think
money.
Yeah, I think we're on old gen for a while. So I don't think we're gonna have a big leap forward in developments for a Call of Duty game in a while, which I don't think is good. And I'm struggling to see what is the point of these games, because they're not justifying why we spend next gen prices. Like, we spend £70 because it's a next gen game, but why are we doing that? It's not being justified to us. Yeah, it runs at 128 frames and it runs at 4K, so there's the PS4 Pro runs at 4K, but you're not giving us enough. And PC players have had that for years.
Yeah. It's Activision, and I feel like as much as you can give Treyarch and Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer time with the games, there's always going to be somebody at the top going, well, don't do this, or we're doing it like this. 'Cause Activision is just one of the worst gaming companies at the moment.
Yeah, they're not great.
And I mean, yeah, Microsoft bought them now, but this game was made before the Microsoft acquisition, and I mean, the next 2 games are probably made without them. So
Yeah, probably.
yeah, I mean, I feel like it can only get better from here. It's not the worst, but the Call of Duty, the Black Ops franchise, like you said, from Cold War to this, it's not much of a jump, if any.
No.
Yeah, we've got the next one next year, which will probably be Black Ops, because they did that with MW2 and 3.
Yeah, possibly. Which, yet again, will have the same problems as Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, where people think it's gone. Well, I don't know. I can't really tell you the problems with MW3 because a lot of people actually like it, but it's got to a point where it just got boring. Whereas MW 2019 to Cold War, it was actually a really good jump.
Yeah. Yeah, it won. Those 2 games back to back were great.
And then Vanguard came out.
Yeah, kind of the beginning of the downfall, really.
Yep. Again.
Have you got anything else to talk about?
Sort of, I guess. I mean, I don't mind a lot of the multiplayer, and Zombies I think is actually better than Cold Wars. The storyline's going in an interesting direction. I suppose spoilers for anybody about that, but they are bringing in the Sentinel artifact, which is in a completely different zombie storyline from Black Ops 4, which hasn't anything to do with the original zombie storyline. So Noel will be glad to know that's an extra 4 hours to watch.
Yay, can't wait. So excited.
But yeah, I've got nothing else really to add. I think it's a good game. I've nearly done the camo grind for multiplayer, so
Yeah. Okay.
I've played enough.
Do you wanna rate it?
Yeah, I'll give it 4 Omni Movement sweats out of 5. I think it's good, and I do think it's probably it's not Game of the Year contender at all, but it's just a good game to play in between other games, and it keeps you entertained. It's what you want for a game, so 4 out of 5.
Fair enough. Um, I'm torn. I am disappointed. I'm not overly disappointed. Um, but there's just not much to it at the minute. So I'm gonna give. I'm gonna give it a 3. I was toying between giving it a 2 or a 3, but I'm gonna give it a 3 because it's not terrible. I do actually enjoy it, and I would give Vanguard a 1 or a 2. So I'll give it a 3.
Yeah.
With the assumption that the content coming in will enhance the game. So, but if it doesn't, then it will go down to a 2. But right now, I'm gonna give it a 3.
And remember, the CDL skins are coming out middle of season
And that'll bump it up to a 5.
And Purple Man will be back because there is 2
Purple
purple
Man will
skins,
be
I
back.
think.
Oh, well, I can't change my skin because
Toronto Ultra.
I can't do that. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. Well, there's no box office breakdown.
But I can give you some of the earnings call if you want to hear
go on.
that.
Yeah, let's do that.
So, they'd never release the exact figures, so we'll never know. But they announced it has been the biggest release in the history of the series. It's got a record for day one players and new Game Pass subscribers. It is biggest in terms of total numbers of players and hours played over the 3-day opening weekend. It has increased. Copies sold on PlayStation and Steam has increased 60% year over year compared to last year's. It says here, we're talking about Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, whatever. The Call of Duty franchise is now the second biggest video game IP of all time.
Ooh.
Altogether, it sold 500 million copies, which has beaten Tetris, 495 million.
So, Tetris?
That's third. Pokemon is fourth at 480 million, and GTA is at fifth at 430 million. But GTA will probably be second next year because GTA 5 sold 200 million units.
You think? I think it'll sell more. I think GTA 6 will sell more.
It'll sell more than 200 million. I don't think it'll sell as much as Mario because Nintendo will beat that horse to death.
I suppose. We'll see.
But apparently the physical sales in the UK is 10% lower. But I mean, that's physical. A lot of people buy digital now, and Game Pass
more
and
people
stuff.
buying it. Yeah. That's that. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the units. My box office breakdown.
Ooh. So. Let's move on to. Have you got any recommendations? Have I got some recommendations? Why don't we talk about recommendations? That's a recommendations song.
Oh, very nice. Pepsi Max Cherry.
That's your recommendation this week.
Recommendation for this week. I mean, it's the issue is like when it comes to movies and games, I don't watch or play as much as I should. Phasmophobia, I said it last week. But I'm saying it again. Yeah, I've played more.
Yep.
I've unlocked all the maps now, so I can play on more maps, and it's pretty good. Watch out for a video with me and Noel in about maybe a year.
Yeah, I'm coming out at some point.
But yeah, and the
Don't
Outlast
worry
video
about it.
probably should be coming out at some point.
Yeah, at some point in the next 5 years. Who knows? It'll be around.
But yeah, that's my recommendation.
Okay,
Film.
I've got some recommendations. I didn't watch anything new, but I rewatched some things. I rewatched Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. It's fun. It's fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy that. I enjoy those films. I love that their escalation from like really grounded to like Hollow Earth riding on a big lizard. I think it's great. I also rewatched some episodes of WandaVision.
Oh.
And then I watched Black Widow because I wanted to, because of the Thunderbolts trailer. And I'll tell you what, Black Widow, the first two, you know what, I liked it a lot more when I watched it again this time than I thought I would have. I actually liked it a lot more. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I've always really liked the first two acts of Black Widow, though.
Yeah, I think it's quite underrated. I think the third act, while it's not been great, I don't actually think it was as bad as I remember. I thought it was like I actually thought the third act was like quite like really bad for some reason, but it's not. It's all right, you know. Yeah, the first two acts are brilliant, like amazing. But yeah, the third act's not terrible. So yeah, but the one I want to talk about with WandaVision is, I think when I randomly think about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, I randomly just think to myself, like, maybe I was too harsh on that film. But any time I revisit WandaVision, or like when Agatha came out, I think, no, I wasn't harsh. I hate that film. Like, I want to clarify. I don't think the film is necessarily terrible or bad. I think the film shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
I hate Waldron for what he did. He ruined Wanda. He didn't watch WandaVision for some reason, and neither did Sam Raimi, and Feige never told them to. Like, it doesn't fit. Like, from watching WandaVision to then Doctor Strange, then into Agatha, the story doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. It doesn't work.
Yeah, and you can tell it's sort of like a last ditch plan, because if you remember, they was going to do this thing where I don't know if it was confirmed, but mini arcs from movies and shows, where wasn't it like supposed to be WandaVision, Spider-Man and Doctor Strange?
I have no idea.
Alright, we're gonna be WandaVision, Doctor Strange,
I don't know.
Spider-Man, but they started getting delayed.
Yeah, it all messed up. I think the biggest crime for me is that Michael Waldron, who wrote Loki, and then someone else came in and rewrote Loki and made it good. He, not the person that rewrote it, the main guy that wrote it and then got rewritten, he was then given Doctor Strange. He then messed up his own rules by saying only one person can travel the multiverse, when in the thing that he wrote counteracts that, and the film that Doctor Strange was in previously also counteracts that. What are you talking about? God, honestly, it makes my head and blood boil. That man, Michael Waldron, if you're listening to this, I wish no harm would come to you, but I wish that you had an itch that you cannot get. Like, I hope you get an itch on the inside of your skin that you can never get, and I hope it lasts for eternity. Michael, this is directly to you. You ruined potentially a great film by making Wanda crazy for practically no reason, and then justified it by doing, you know what I'll do? I'll write in a little bit here where I'll put the One Division music in that Danny Elfman did. And you know what, Danny Elfman, we'll get on to you in a minute. Because I've got some words to say about you too. Anyway. Yeah, those are my recommendations. Shall we get on to questions and answers? We have some questions, you have some answers, even though I've just said that completely wrong.
Yeah. So, my question to you, audience.
Audience.
No. So, I suppose, sticking on a Call of Duty sort of thing, what is your favourite Call of Duty map of all time? We'll do one for multiplayer, one for zombies. I know you haven't played much zombies, so it's basically just...
Jesus. If
you explain the map to me and what game it's in, I'll try and get you the name.
I have no idea. I like the boat, the yacht. I think it's in Black Ops 2.
It's in Cold War as well, yeah. Skyjack,
One.
hijacked.
Yeah, I do like. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
That's nice. Shipments like chaos. Which I guess I like it because it's just chaos. Rust is always like a good classic. But yeah, I'm gonna go with. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with hijacked.
Fair enough. Yeah, mine is probably Stakeout from Black Ops 6, because it is literally 2 apartments. It is shipment, but with a hole in the middle.
Oh, brilliant.
No, I think classic though probably has to be Standoff from Black Ops 2. It's a pretty good map. It's in, I want to say it's in Cold War, but I'm not quite sure.
I don't know. You got any more questions?
No.
Okay, I have 3 questions. Number 1, which Call of Duty do you think has the best movement mechanics?
Modern Warfare 2019, actually.
I'm gonna agree with that. I think Modern Warfare 2019 has the best movement
because you had specifically the Warzone era, because you had the slide cancelling.
COVID times.
You had
if
if you remember trying to master the bunny hop in it as well.
Oh, honestly, right now I am like rejoicing in like nostalgia of 4 years ago.
Because I can remember just like seeing a video about something about bunny hopping. I'm like, how do you do this? And then like aiming in and jumping and just going like flying, and you're like, yeah, this is good. This is what I need.
I wish I had my old Xbox, and I wish I had all my all our Warzone moments on there. Because obviously, I didn't have my PlayStation when we started playing in 2020. I had my Xbox, so I kind of wish I had that. Although I think it might be on my One X that we won our first game on.
Maybe you'll have to have a look.
So it might be on there. I might have a look. But yeah, those times were the best. When C4 would go flying
you
like
could
a mile.
Yeah, you could send C4 flying a mile, and it had a literally radius of a mini nuke.
Yeah, and it was
running.
Yeah,
running C4s and stims, Grau,
like
MP5,
the Grau MP5 loadout.
Like maybe a MP5
car,
and a
car 98.
Car 98 class. Getting the 2 loadouts, one for overkill and the next one for ghost.
Oh man, I am. After this pod, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna watch old Warzone videos now.
Verdansk is supposed to be coming back next year.
No, I'm not interested.
It's so funny because it's like I really wanted the map to just go, and then it went and a new map came, and I was really sad because I actually
That's a problem,
realised
like,
I
even
liked
if,
the map.
even if we tried it like again now, we'd get wrecked, and two, we would play one game and go, no, I'm not playing that ever again.
Yeah.
Like, take me back to those old days where we would play for hours and hours and hours, and we would have fun at the game. Take me back. Take me back. I mean, let's move on. I've got another question for you, specifically for you. This is tailored towards you. Well, it's not, but whatever.
Right.
What are some of the biggest pet peeves that you have in films and in games? Now, these are technically two questions.
One for films, one for games.
Yeah. So one of each.
See, I was thinking of films and I instantly didn't think of any film, but more so fans.
That's fair. That is fair. I think that's
Just
fair.
because it's like, we'll go into it a little bit. We aren't going too much, but the directing of Doctor Strange, Sam Raimi did do a good job, as well as the cinematography.
Absolutely.
Stuff like that. But people,
If it wasn't
shifting the blame just on Raimi is what my issue is. Like, no, Waldron.
If you remove Sam Raimi from that project, I think it suffers magnificently.
Wow.
I think it's a lot worse if you remove him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also don't really like when... It's a weird thing, but with films, is the need to, like... I'm trying to explain it without sounding weird. The need to have, like, a post-title clip or like scene. Marvel does it mainly. You know, like before the title actually comes on, there's always like it's like how they do it in cold opens in sitcoms.
The cold opens.
I don't see the reason for that in some films.
Oh, so your pet peeve is having a cold open or not having one?
Yeah, having them in the wrong movies.
Okay.
I feel like horror movies work well with them.
I say cold open. They're more like prologues.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a few pet peeves in films, like quite a few. I think right now I'll stick to 3. Number 1, not having a title card. That really annoys me. If your film has a title card but it's at the end, I hate you. And most Marvel films do that, with the exception like the Avengers. But they don't have a title card. Like Spider-Man trilogy doesn't have a title card until the end. Like all the Captain America films doesn't have a title card until the end. The Marvels doesn't have a title card. The Captain Marvel doesn't have a title card. It grinds my gears. I hate it so much. Give me a good title card, please. I love them. They're the best.
Just wait until the end.
Give me. No. It needs to be. There needs to be, and this is going to go a little bit against what you said. Opening logos, prologue, title card, film.
I feel like you could easily just do opening logo and title card in it.
No.
Yeah.
So sometimes it works. Like you've got the Batman. That is logos, title, film. But that's not my preferred way. I prefer logos, prologue, title card, film.
You know what? Leave the
it's a
logos
build
till
up.
the end as well.
No.
And I don't mean like the end of the
logos.
movie. I mean the end of the credits.
No, you need the opening logos in there. You need the opening logos to set tone.
You don't need a title card anyway. When you go to the cinema, it tells you what you're watching. It tells you what you're watching before, and it's got like signatures on it and everything.
No.
With the age rating, that's a title card.
No. You need a title card. You need a title card. Title cards are the best. It builds tension. It builds up. Think about Avengers Endgame, right? You have your opening, you have your prologue, then you have your opening credit, opening studio logo, and then you get into, just before they head off to Thanos, and it ends with, "Let's go get this son of a bitch." And it's like, bam, 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 bam. That's like some of the, that is some of the best things ever.
Could have
And
been
you're
at the
telling
end,
me
man.
you want that gone?
Could have been at the end.
What? It's like, no, and I am Iron Man. Oh, I'm dead. Let's at a funeral. It's like, bam, bam,
Yeah.
bam, bam.
I think that's perfect. Look, you're laughing. You know it's perfect.
No. So, yeah.
I did say some films, though. Some films don't
Also,
need it.
I prefer credits at the end.
For what?
I prefer credits at the end. It's because obviously some films have opening credits.
Yeah, opening
Which
credits.
I'm not
I don't
not
mind,
terrible.
but
Like,
it's just
I
like
don't mind.
people going, "Oh, by the way, we're really, really famous. I want my name to be at the
Yeah.
beginning of the movie."
Yeah, like Halloween is like that. You have title card and then it's like opening credits. I'm not a big fan, but yeah, I want an opening title and I want a title. I want a end credits. That's how I want my film, and you're gonna deal with it.
I say just put the end credits at the start of the film.
I'll put the opening title at the end.
Yeah.
And all the logos and stuff. Just watch the film backwards. Another pet peeve. I've got two more. These won't be as long rants, I don't think. One, when a character gets a different musical theme. I hate it. I hate it so much. When a film or a character gets a different musical theme than the one before, I can't. Oh, I hate it. Like Iron Man. I'm going on Marvel again because this usually happens in Marvel films. Marvel, Iron Man has 3 different themes. Sorry, he has 4 different themes. No, sorry, he has 5 different themes. He has a theme in Iron Man 1. He's a different theme in Iron Man 2. He's a different theme in Iron Man 3. And then he's a different theme in Spider-Man Homecoming. And then he's a different theme in Avengers Endgame. Not fun. Like, usually what I found though is, if you get a composer who has written a theme, you usually get, like, that usually sticks. So for example, Captain America had his theme in the first Avenger. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Little leitmotif. It's pretty decent. Pretty catchy. And anyway, it goes away in Winter Soldier and Civil War because that is Henry Jackman. But then Silvestri comes in for the Avengers and he brings it back in Infinity War and Endgame. That's kind of what I've seen. One of the people that do this quite well is Michael Giacchino. He's pretty good at knowing what themes to do. So for the big one that I can say is No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home, he uses the Doctor Strange theme, although he did write that one. But he uses the Doctor Strange theme, he uses Raimi's theme for Tobey, and uses James Horner's theme for Andrew. So he does use like theme. He also uses the Avengers theme for Avengers. Yeah. I mean, the biggest one off the top of my head that really bugged me was Doctor Strange 2. Going back to that one again, we hear Doctor Strange's theme once in that film. No, don't do that, man. But then, like, Wanda gets a different theme in that film versus the theme that she got in WandaVision, and then that theme from WandaVision comes back in Agatha because it's the same. It's Christoph Beck, so it's the same composer as WandaVision. So this is what you usually get. You get composers trying to compete with each other and not pick up from where they left, and I just don't like it.
It only takes the
I don't
next
like
Avenger and still there.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, no.
The only thing that's been, everything that's been consistent in the MCU has been the Avengers theme. Kind of. We had a different Avengers theme in Age of Ultron for some reason. But we still had the main theme there. But yeah, we've had the same theme for the Avengers. The best example I can give you is the Guardians of the Galaxy theme. It's the same. That's because it's Brian Tyler. And it's the same guy through all three films. They have got better at it. But yeah, it just does my head in. Just don't use different themes. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I feel like remixing it is fine. As long as it has the same structure and sound.
It's got to have the same leitmotif. If it doesn't have the same leitmotif, which is basically like 5 notes, that is like recognizable. You know, so you have do 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 do. You know, that's a leitmotif. Yeah. If it's not the same, then scrap it. That's what I say. Scrap it forever.
Yeah, why not?
Like if we do not hear Daredevil's theme from the Daredevil show, I will kick off.
They've updated.
I know they've used it. I know they've already used it. It's the same people that did the next Men 97 theme.
Oh.
So it's just gonna be
with the Daredevil in the
like
background.
chords. Yeah, no. But we have heard the Daredevil theme in the MCU in She-Hulk. We heard it for about 2 seconds, which was nice.
Yeah.
So they are getting better. Star Wars is very good at themes, mainly because John Williams does everything.
I also feel a little bit too good, to the point where I feel like I've heard the Star Wars music in Star Wars way too much now.
But like Ludwig Göransson does also a good job at that as well, at using his themes and stuff. So
yeah.
And my final pet peeve is being lazy when titling your film and just putting a number at the end of it.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, put asterisk instead.
Yeah, put asterisks. The only I think I'm gonna let Gladiator 2 off, just because it's obviously set in Rome and it's Roman numerals. So I'll let Gladiator 2 slide just this once. But come on, give your film subtitles.
Yeah,
like
but
Moana
sometimes I
2.
feel like there's too many over-reliance on subtitles as well.
No.
We don't need the Star Wars story on everything. Just call it Rogue One, 2.
No, if like Wonka 2 is called Wonka 2, I'll kick off. Like I weren't pleased with when Incredibles 2 came out and it was just called Incredibles 2. I was like, what? Give it a name. Boring. It's boring. I don't like it. It's just boring. Give stuff subtitles, and if you give your sequel a subtitle, then you've got to follow through and give every other film a subtitle. I'm looking at you, Jurassic Park.
Whoa.
Jurassic Park. Obviously, Jurassic Park is called Jurassic Park. The second one is called The Lost World Jurassic Park, and then Jurassic Park 3 is called Jurassic Park 3.
Now that is good.
No, you gotta follow through. The second one's called a different thing. You have to call the third one a different thing. You can't go back. Black Ops 6.
I don't know if that one works as much.
What do you mean? Cold War? They didn't call it Black Ops 5. They call it Cold War.
I mean, I get that, I suppose.
So, no, don't go back. Don't go back. You can't do that. That's not fair. Terrifier. 2, 3, and 8.
Yeah.
No. Stop putting numbers. Be creative. Anyway, that is my rant about pet peeves in films. One of my pet peeves in games, charging full price for games that have only had 1 year of development.
Yeah,
I
at this
am
point,
looking
my
at,
pet
like-
peeve is just charging full price for games.
I am looking at FC 25 and FIFA and
Yearly releases.
the F1 games. Yeah, the yearly stuff. I'm more looking at them more than on the other games.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
I
Spider-Man
agree.
2, I pays full price, and yeah, fine, fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
Spider-Man 2, it shouldn't be called Spider-Man 2. It should have been called something else, because I don't like just numbers.
Spider-Man 2, Venom,
Venom here. Venom is here.
yeah.
Now you'll see some Venom.
I have another one
Let
about
there be
films,
Venom.
actually.
Oh, go on.
Over-reliance on, like, popular music and soundtracks.
Oh, like needle drops and stuff.
Like, sort of, yeah. Because Joker 2 did it where it, like, put 3 songs in the first 15 minutes. Which is just like people who are going, oh yeah, I've heard this song, this is a pretty good song. And then, like, after
Are you
that song
talking
ended.
about you talking about like Guardians in it?
Yeah, but Guardians does it well.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah,
Because it's like,
cause,
it's basically in the story. There's a reason
no, but
for it.
what I mean is like James Gunn when he did Guardians, he was like he made the songs part of the story, and when everyone else saw how well it did, they was like, we'll just put songs in it.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, you Suicide Squad.
Yeah, basically.
And when they put Bohemian Rhapsody in it for no reason.
What a movie.
Oh, my bet is the best Suicide Squad
And
out
it's
of
got
the
the
two.
best sequel name. The Suicide Squad.
At least it's not called Suicide Squad 2.
I would have rathered it to be called Suicide Squad 2.
No. What I am going to give a pass though is if it's called Part. If it has Part 1 or Part 2, I'll let it slide.
Oh,
It's fair.
so cheaty though.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, I know it is, but it sounds better than just Moana 2. Like, if you're stuck, just put Return of.
No, don't do that. Any aspiring filmmakers, please don't just put Return of a new sequel.
Yeah, but like Moana, put Moana Return of Maui. Boom. Film sorted.
Don't think that'd work.
Yeah, it would.
Sounds too much.
No. The Final Countdown. That's what all films should now be called.
Yeah, I think we should all be called The Final Reckoning or whatever.
Let
Last
there be
Dance,
Final Venom, Last Dance,
Part 3.
Pooniverse or whatever.
Universe, Op 6 War.
Whatever that film's called, Pooniverse Unite or whatever.
Yeah. Pooniverse Assemble.
Monsters Assemble, I think.
I swear that's just the
Pooniverse
Die
Monsters
Universe.
Assemble. I forgot that even existed.
It's coming back.
Isn't that like the one with the mummy, like where?
Yeah, that's it.
He no, but like he becomes the mummy or whatever at the end of that film.
I don't know. I know Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde's in it.
But I'm pretty sure, like he's fighting the mummy and then he just becomes the mummy at the end, for no reason.
Yeah, sometimes you have to fight fire with fire.
Oh no, she's dead at this point.
Ah, why not?
He becomes the mummy so that he can, Tom Cruise can stay on this franchise that never goes anywhere and it all dies. Shall we end it there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. Obviously, if you made it this far, thanks. It's been great. We've kind of gone on many rants on this one, but do I care? No. Yeah, follow us on all of our socials as always. Give us questions and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say?
Not really.
Bye.
Bye.